What is happening, everybody? It's CJ here from Dream Diecast Cars, and today, since so many of you guys have asked for it, I'm going to be doing a review of this 118 Koenigsegg Agera made by AUTOart. So as usual here on Dream Diecast Cars, let's start off our review by taking a look at the front of this model car. And one of the first things that you'll notice on the front are the lights. When you look at the lights, you can see that the bulb is replicated extremely well. The LEDs are placed extremely smoothly along the outside and look pretty much perfect. And the carbon fiber is replicated beautifully and shows amazing attention to detail by AUTOart. And there are many more carbon fiber accents along the car. You can see one right here in the form of a vent, then another little vent right here which says Koenigsegg on it, and this little splitter right here also is made out of carbon fiber. And AUTOart does a really good job with their carbon fiber, and it looks pretty much perfect. So now let's move along to the side of this model car, and we'll start off by taking a look at the wheels. The wheels look pretty spot on. The rims are made out of a metal material, and you can see that they're this beautiful gloss black color. Then you can see the yellow piping along the outside, and in tiny lettering it says Koenigsegg right there, and that just looks pretty perfect. And the Koenigsegg logo in the middle is also printed on very nicely in that black and white color. And then it's very difficult to see because it's such a dark color, but in the background the brake discs move through the calipers as they should, and the calipers also say Koenigsegg on them. Then you'll notice that the door mirrors feature yet more carbon fiber. This intake down here is made out of metal, and this Agera badge looks extremely realistic. So now let's move on to the back of this model car, where we will once again start by taking a look at the lights. These lights are done extremely well. You can see that AUTOart puts in a bunch of LEDs which make the lights look exactly like they do on the real car. Then you'll notice that on this little piece of glass paneling right here above the engine, the famous Koenigsegg Ghost is featured, which looks great. And the back features yet more carbon fiber, which is good because AUTOart does a really nice job of making it. So now let's move back to the front of this model car and take a look at the trunk. Now, similar to AUTOart's model of the Koenigsegg CCX, the Agera's trunk is designed brilliantly because it can fit the roof right inside of it, which is a great place that you can store it, and I'm sure that it was very difficult for them to design, so they did a great job doing that. And it just snaps right on top. And another nice touch that AUTOart did to the trunk is adding these hydraulic struts, which just make it that much more realistic. So now that we're done with the trunk, let's take a look at the engine, which, in my opinion, is one of the most striking parts of this model car. You can see that the engine features yet more carbon fiber, which is good because AUTOart does a really good job with it, as I've said before. And they once again added these hydraulic struts, which make it look great. And then you'll notice that there are just a bunch of small pieces on it, like the suspension right here. There's a bunch of wiring there. It does look pretty beautiful, and to sum up, it does have unbelievable depth, which is really rivaled by the likes of only like other high-end AUTOart model cars and even BBRs. So now let's move on to the interior. And to get to the interior, you're obviously going to need to use the doors. And this being a Koenigsegg, you know that this model is going to have to feature some crazy doors on it. And it does, and AUTOart did a really good job with it. When you open it up, it feels much sturdier than when the CCX, which features the same doors, was made. See, it just feels extremely fragile to open on the CCX, and I feel like it doesn't really open all the way, and it's really fragile. I have to pull very hard. You really don't get that feeling at all on the Agera, and AUTOart did a really nice job with an extremely difficult task. Then when you look on the interior, you can see the seats look really nice. The seat belts have a nice felt material to them, which is really great. The carpeting has a blue sort of diamond pattern on it, and the blue matches this blue striping, which accents parts of the exterior and the interior. So that's a really nice touch that AUTOart put on there. The steering wheel and dials look pretty realistic and look great compared to the ones on the real car. You can see that it says Koenigsegg right there at the bottom of the steering wheel, and it features paddle shifters, which is great. Then on the right side, you can see that it has Koenigsegg Agera printed on it, and the instrument cluster in the middle looks very realistic with yet more carbon fiber accents. So now that we're done with the review, let's move along onto the ratings. But actually, before we talk about the ratings, let's talk price, because it's pretty important to know that. So retail, this car is going to run you $275, and it is available on AUTOart's website, so you can buy it for them for that, but it really isn't worth it because on other websites like eBay and Amazon, you can find this model car for as low as $230. So that's the thing to do. So then the ratings, and for those of you who don't know, I do two separate ratings. The first rating is the rating without the price. If you had any amount of money to spend in the world, just rating this model car for what it is. And the second rating factors in price. So the first rating, the rating without price, I would give this model car an A+ because I really think that AUTOart did a perfect job and I really haven't found a single flaw with it. So I love this model car and I really think that it's one that anybody who is a serious collector with model cars should have. Now on to the second rating, the rating with price, I would give this model car an A. And usually a car with a price tag this high, I would usually drop almost a full letter grade. But I think that it really just, it's worth the price and it really stacks up against competitors. I think it's better than other model cars for the same price. So thank you guys all so much for watching and I hope to see you in the next video. Goodbye everybody.